I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein. As the palm fronds turn from green to gold, it's time to enjoy the foods of fall. I know palm fronds don't change color, but it is time to enjoy the foods of fall, and I'll give you recipes to help today on SoFlo Taste. This is South Florida. It's where I live and work. I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein. South Florida is more than sun, sand, and sea. It's a lifestyle of fashion, sound, culture, and of course, food. Food with taste from all over the world. Join me as we celebrate the food of South Florida and the people who love it. Join me as we experience SoFlo Taste. Hello, I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein here at the Publix Aprons Cooking School in Plantation. You know, I'm always hearing from people who don't live in South Florida that we don't have the change of seasons. Well, they are wrong. Take fall. Our falls are wonderful. They last till April and they are glorious. So today I thought it would be fun to give you recipes that are full of fall. So let's get cooking. We're going to start out with Brussels sprouts, bacon, and apples. That is truly the main ingredients of our dish today. This can be called a warm salad. It can also be called a ragu. There are tiny little pieces of bacon rendering in the pan. Basically, I'm just cooking it until it starts getting a little bit crisp. And I'll strain a little bit of the fat off of there. Okay. Into that good hot bacon, I'll add some Brussels sprouts. These have already been cleaned and quartered. And I love it when the leaves start falling off. And we'll coat the bottom of the pan with it. We don't want to go too filled up because we want it to get nice and crisp. So just one layer on the bottom. I'm also adding a nice julienne of shallot. You can also use red onion, just a few. And then I have a little bit of roughly chopped garlic. Go ahead and just mix that around. I want to get those Brussels sprouts a little bit caramelized. Next thing I'm going to do is add the tiniest bit of chicken stock, and that moisture will keep softening the shallots and cook the Brussels sprouts a little bit further. Next, on to the apples. All right, so I'm going to slice these on my Japanese mandolin. I'm really fast with this thing. All right, so a little bit of apple, and that'll be in there right at the last minute. Now, as you can see right here, I have some eggs with me because I thought a fried egg would be really delicious on the top of this. And my shallots are getting soft, my garlic's soft. Just gonna season that a little bit. Add my apples and some fresh thyme leaves. So the apples are just getting soft. Everything is really coming together. I'm gonna go ahead and fry an egg. So a bit of good sea salt on that fried egg. And I'm going to finish this little warm salad or ragu with just a dot of butter and a squeeze of a little bit of lemon. I'll season it with a little bit of salt, pepper, and that should do it. All right, so I would serve this in a good deep dish, this beautiful warm ragu. And like I said, it's up to you if you want to go for the egg. To me, a fried egg could go well on anything, but really beautifully on this warm, delicious salad. Lots more fall when we come back, so hurry up. SoFlo Taste will return right after this.
We all know teams prepare for hours and hours for athletic competition. Hi, I'm Hunter Frankie on the road for SoFlo Taste in Barrett Cadillac Buick GMC. Today, I'm here at the Naked Taco on South Beach to watch a team prepare for a culinary competition, and it's serious.
Pain! Pain out there for everybody else. You hear me, Lou Bozzi? You hear me, 401 Grill? Bring it. I'd hit that.
You hear me, Louis Oliver?
On the left, Chef Ralph Pagano from Naked Taco. On the right, former Miami Dolphin Mark Higgs. And I'm somewhere back there. Anyway, they're teaming up again this year to compete in the Gridiron Grill-Off taking place next Saturday, November 12th at the Pompano Beach Amphitheater. For more information and tickets, go to gridirongrilloff.com.
So Mark, what are we making?
Chef, what do you think?
All right, so today I have been inspired by Mr. Higgs, and we're going to be doing a grilled shrimp. Actually, we're going to do a shrimp in a pan with chili de arbol, spicy sriracha, and mango salsa. Higgy, you are a genius when you come up with this kind of stuff.
Oh, I appreciate it.
It's an idea, man. All right, so we're going to start it off. I got a little bit of canola oil here in the pan. While we're doing this, you're going to get these fresh corn tortillas and get them on the flat top and get them ready. I'm going to dust my shrimp up with this chili de arbol. Now, chili de arbol, Higgy turned me on to this stuff. It is incredible. It's smoky. It's kind of like paprika-y, but when it puts on your tongue, it burns. You like it a little hot, don't you, Hunter?
I do. I do.
So you toss the shrimp with a little bit of the chili de arbol. We're going to add that shrimp in that pan real easy. Just takes but a second. You know, Higgy has taught me not to overcook the shrimp, and I thank you for that, sir.
All right.
Higgy and I are the returning champions to the Gridiron Grill-Off. Thanks to our friends at Jose Cuervo, we killed it last year.
Yes.
Tequila bribery goes a long way.
It helps, it helps.
And I'm just going to add a squeeze of lime. Give me 2 of those shells down. So first things first, we're going to drop down a little bit of sriracha. Right, so it's a little bit of mayonnaise, lime juice, sriracha pepper sauce, all mixed together.
Cooked just right.
Boy, they look good.
Looking good.
To this, we're going to add a little bit of our mango.
Sweet and spicy, right?
Sweet and spicy, just like you, baby.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
We're gonna add a little bit of this on top, a little bit of fresh cilantro, a little bit of pickled onion, because pickled onion goes nice. You taught me that, thank you very much. I think your shrimp tacos are the bomb. Let's put them on a plate.
Think we might win again?
You think? What do you say we trek out to the dining room, sample this taco, and maybe a little bit of tequila?
Sounds just right.
This is what the hubbub is all about, Hunter. This is the Gridiron Grill-Off Trophy, won by yours truly, Mr. Higgs and Ralph Pagano, 2015. We're coming back this year, 2016, to defend our title, and we're going to do it with Higgy's chili de arbol shrimp tacos.
I'm getting in here.
That's pretty fierce.
Defending champs.
Can I get one of those, Higgy? Usually eat 2.
Oh, let's do it. Sharing is caring.
You know it.
Cheers.
Cheers, Lochheim.
So come watch and taste as these two All-Pros defend their title against 24 teams of former Dolphins and SoFlo's top chefs at the 7th Annual Gridiron Grill-Off, Saturday, November 12th at the Pompano Beach Amphitheater. To learn more and for ticket info, go to gridirongrilloff.com.
Beautiful.
Hunter, is that your water? Is that your water?
This is my water. It's yours now.
Hunter, is that your tequila?
Yep.
I'm out.
Welcome back to the show. We are discovering late fall recipes, and this one is a doozy. It's going to be a pumpkin or squash and broccoli rabe lasagna. I have some squash or pumpkin working in the oven. You can use pumpkin squash, butternut, or acorn. Just peel it and dice it. Toss it with the tiniest bit of olive oil, some brown sugar, and salt to promote the sweetness of it, and put it in the oven. Right now it's going at 400 degrees. And it's looking pretty good. I think we just have a couple more minutes. Now for the broccoli rabe. Broccoli rabe is something I really wanted to make because it's something I think a lot of people are afraid of because it's really bitter, but it's really, really delicious when done well. So I wanted to show you what I do. I have some water boiling. I'm gonna season the water with a pinch of sugar and a pinch of salt. The sugar is to cut the bitterness of the broccoli rabe, and it's gonna go in there for not even a minute. So let's go ahead and start that. This is literally one bunch, how you would find one bunch of broccoli rabe. So if you don't have a pot this large with enough boiling water, you wanna go in smaller bunches when you go ahead and cook it, because it needs a lot of movement, it needs a lot of water. So that we cook it really nice and quickly, it's actually done. So I have a little towel here waiting for me, sitting on a little pan, and drain it really well. And there you have it. It definitely shrinks after you cook it. And the smell is delicious. It's very unique. So once that dries a little bit, and at home, wait till it cools so that you can really handle it. I'm just gonna chop it up and, like I told you, saute it. So cut it up in nice small pieces because, again, this is going into a lasagna. So get a big pan, heat some good oil. It's gonna be a really fast saute. I'm gonna put a little bit of very finely chopped garlic or minced garlic into the pan, as well as a little bit of red crushed chili flakes. And you wanna work quickly. I'm also going to season the garlic and the chili flake now. Add in the broccoli rabe. And it's a quick saute. Delicious. Just a bit more salt, and that's it. It's done. So I'm going to take my pumpkin squash out of the oven. Definitely tender by now, and rather warm. The last bit that I have here is my bechamel. So as the bechamel is just coming together, let's put all of our ingredients together so we can start the lasagna. What I have here is some freshly grated mozzarella cheese, and then I have pecorino, freshly grated, and Romano, freshly grated. So let's begin. I have no boil lasagna sheets that I love to use for this recipe because I want the bechamel to actually soak into the pasta as it cooks. So I'm gonna be a little rustic and messy for this. I hope it's okay. I'm just gonna break my sheets up and figure out approximately what fits in here. About like so. Okay. So start with that. You know what I'm going to do to make life easier? I'm going to add the 2 cheeses into the hard cheeses into my bechamel. So that was the pecorino and the Parmesan into the bechamel. All right. Spoon the bechamel onto the lasagna sheets, allowing it to just soak it up and start to soften them. Grab your pumpkin squash and do a nice even layer of it down. And then some of the broccoli rabe, all equally. Make sure you have a lot of brightness. And then, of course, the fresh mozzarella. And then let's start again. Layering it all up. And you can vary the sauce a little bit, obviously. You don't have to do bechamel. You can do tomato sauce if that's your thing. I just happen to love that this bechamel allows you to truly taste the freshness and the richness of the vegetables that we're using in it. And our squash. So this was 2 acorn squashes. I would say if you've got a big butternut, that would be enough. But if you have a small butternut, use 2. And then our last layer. And we want the last layer to really show all the different veggies that we have going on. And then finally, the last layer of cheese. I threw it into a 400-degree oven and I sprayed aluminum foil with a little bit of oil so that it doesn't stick to all the cheese and everything. You want to bake it for about ½ an hour and then you want to uncover it so that you can get a little bit of golden brown color like we have coming out of the oven right now. Look how gorgeous that is. Look how golden brown. Everything got really crisp and beautiful. It's got great coloring all the way around it. All right, when y'all come back, I have a crazy good sweet potato bread that you have to try. It's not hard and it's delicious, so don't go away.
I'm Melinda Harper with today's Taste Culinary Calendar, and we're behind the counter at Aragon 101 to give you a sneak peek of the upcoming Miami Gardens Wine and Food Experience. Now this happens next Saturday, November 12th, from 7 to midnight at Calder Casino. And to give us a taste of what we can expect at the experience, is Vice President and Executive Chef of Juanita's Kitchen, Chef Cecil G. Hey,
Hi.
Chef. Good to see ya.
Welcome, welcome.
What are we cooking up today?
Today we wanted to go with a little bit of local fare. We have some fresh snapper. We have a little white pink salt.
And so tell us a little bit about the Master Chef competition and how that goes down.
They found 3 of the top chefs in South Florida. We're bringing them all together to put them on one stage and battle it out. So what we're doing here is we're just slowly rendering out or slowly cooking the skin so we get a nice crispy skin. If you can see, it's starting to crisp up just a little bit on the bottom. Nice little lemon thyme. And then we have this rare entity known as black garlic.
Okay.
Now black garlic is garlic that has been slow cooked on very low heat for 200 hours. Now this is a very simple dish that I came up with myself. So what we have is a baked sweet potato. We have ripe plantains. We have this beautiful coconut milk concoction. So it's coconut milk, vanilla, allspice, nutmeg, cayenne pepper. So what we do is we just mash that up. And then we get this beautiful, almost like a sweet potato mash concoction. And then we put it in our pan and we bake it in the silk pad in the oven and it gets nice and puffy and soft. And this is our snapper with sweet potato plantain mash and a radish beet mache salad.
Let's bring in Councilwoman Lisa Davis to tell us more about the experience.
This is going to be an exciting event. This is our second year going forward in Calder. We have 2 charities, and the first one is grandparents raising grandkids, and the second one is juvenile diabetes. Tickets are on sale, $75, you can't beat it. 1 ticket, 1 experience, you're gonna have a great time.
So not only can you come out and have a good time and party and eat delicious food and drink great wine, you can help people. You can help the people in your community.
I'm excited about that.
It's gonna be great. So come out, have a great time. Let's dig into this beautiful dish.
I can't wait. This is awesome. Don't forget, November 12th, come out and have a great time with us.
I think you got this one in the bag. That's so good.
The snapper is great.
Welcome back to the fall show here on SoFlo Taste. The last recipe today can be used for breakfast for something sweet at the end or whenever you're hungry. It's a sweet potato pound cake. 1 recipe makes 2 loaves, so get ready to give it away to your best friend. Start out by buttering some sugar and obviously butter. Buttering some cold butter and some sugar into a mixing bowl. And just so you know, this only takes about 45 to 50 minutes. It's not too long of a cook, and it comes out beautifully tender. All right, so this is blended up nicely. I'm gonna go ahead and add the eggs and allow them to come together. Now the best way to cook the sweet potatoes for this are just to roast them. We roast them covered in a high 400-degree oven until they're nice and tender. It takes about 40 minutes to do so. And then once you cool them off, just peel them and smash them up with your masher. And this is what you get. So go ahead and add the sweet potato mash to that mix and a little bit of vanilla extract. And now over here, I'm gonna mix the dry ingredients. I've got a little bit of cinnamon ground, some baking powder, salt, all mixed with all-purpose flour. Once this whole combination has mixed up well, and this is gonna get really stiff, just so you know, go ahead and add all the dry ingredients and mix. Now you can easily cut this recipe in half if you only wanna make 1 pound cake, but why bother? If you've got the flour and the sugar, I would just go for it and make 2. Once it's well combined, you're gonna wanna divvy that up into 2 prepared loaf pans. We put a little small sheet of parchment paper inside of that loaf pan and we spray that down with a little bit of cooking spray. You're gonna wanna fill each loaf about 1/2 to 3/4 of the way up the pan. And if you want to add a little extra texture to the top, you can top this with a little bit of turbinado sugar, sugar in the raw, and then you bake. And this is what you get, this beautifully tender loaf. And the way that I serve it is I strain a little bit of fresh ricotta and I make it nice and tight, and I top it with a little bit of your favorite honey. Your family is gonna love you, your friends are gonna love you, Make it, it's not too hard, it's very delicious, and what a great fall treat. I've had such a good time with you today here on SoFlo Taste. Thanks for joining me. It's time to cook with the ingredients of fall and to enjoy them while they last. Next week, it's the granddaddy of them all, the big one. We're getting ready for the most important holiday in the entire food world, Thanksgiving. It's so big, in fact, we're devoting 3 shows to the holiday, 2 to get ready for it and 1 to get over it. Next week, it's Tea Day number 1, so don't miss it. Up next on Local 10 is SoFlo Home Project with lifestyle expert Martin Amado. See how he turns this design disaster with the help of the homeowner into a dream redesign. So have a great weekend. I'll see you next Saturday right here on SoFlo Taste. See y'all later.